Gacha activism is incredibly flawed for now. Dun dun dun. While the thumbnail is Gacha Smack with the 50-50 being crossed out with Neverness to Everness, Shinku is in the background, by the way. I'm not good with names, but let's just go ahead and butcher this and get this out the way. Arikado or Arikado? Nope. So it seems like the topic of NTE is being brought up in this video, and I'm honestly interested to see what this guy take is. This guy, me and him, actually, unironically, we do have history, guys. Unironically, I mean, let me just pull up the history me and him have. Maybe if I tried at least once, I actually don't know if I can say that on YouTube, so I might have to blur that out, or had a level 20 Jane Doe on my account, I see where they're coming from. If you guys know, back in the day, back in the ZZ days, when people was hating on me because I said 2.6 was the fall in season 2 was a fall of this game, he brought up that joke. Okay, so apparently my Jane Doe being level 20, exempts me from having Gacha game takes. And you know what? Honestly, this kind of base. No, that's kind of big. No, fairs. I think that honestly that is fairs. That being said, though, I was really interested to see what this guy take on this was. Now I know I am about 11 days late. Really wish it was 6 or 7, guys. And I am getting a little bit too old for 6-7 jokes, even though I haven't even hit 20 yet. I'm interested to see what he has to say about this. So it's just going to be a 50-50, 50-50 doesn't save the game, the gameplay, XYZ. Let's hear it out. Let's actually put the thinking glasses on because we are about to be in some thinking territory. I gotta look smart, even though I failed math and I failed English, guys. Can I get the glasses on?
It's been a while since I've done a response video.
Response. All right, let's hear it.
This one really sparked my interest. Recently, Gacha Smack put out a video talking about how the gacha space is nearing the end of an era.
I'm assuming it's talking about that one video where Gacha Smack was like support games with 50-50s, which I do agree. Let's support games that have 50-50s because it's going in a better direction. I do agree. It's kind of crazy how everybody was saying on this take on this when it was kind of base. Not even kind of, it just was base in my opinion.
More specifically, how the established mechanics of 50-50.
Yeah, this video right here, I did react to it. If I'm not lazy, I'm gonna put it yeah, over there. Wait, is this left or right? You know, it doesn't even matter.
50s in gacha systems have become a massive pain point for the general player base, to where it has become a deal breaker for some should it exist in a new gacha release. Expanding on the point further in a separate video following the latest closed beta test for Silver Palace.
Yeah, which is gacha system is garbage. You should have followed NTE system. Why are we following a system as bad or as worse as AK Flippin' E? Again, the same company that took money out my PayPal account. My PayPal account, by the way. I'm never letting that down.
Mac would go on to say that if the community wants to see a positive evolution of gacha monetization in future releases, you should support games that offer better value propositions through a more generous gacha system.
Which I do agree. Most of these gacha games, let's keep it a bug, guys. The 50-50 system is done. Is done. NTE, unironically, sadly, not really sadly, kind of killed that for me. And for any other up-and-coming gacha game, period. See, guys, I used to play Wuthering Waves a lot, right? And Wuthering Waves got to a point where it was so bad. Go and check all my summoning videos I did on my channel and how many 50-50s I lost. I was like, you know what? Wuthering Waves might be a seasonal game for me. It might just be a seasonal flipping game for me, okay? So I'm an example, and I have more examples. Depending on what he says.
To Everness being the game Smack says should be rallied behind and supported in service of that gacha evolution. For those of you who aren't familiar with Gacha Smack, he's someone who frequently advocates for pro-consumer business practices and rallies his audience to demand more from the companies of these respective gacha games.
Yes, I do believe that as well. These companies are making millions, guys, like millions with an S at the end. And I know I feel English, but I even know what that means. So,
as I said in the live stream, in fact, I'd rather just play the clip of me saying I am completely on y'all side in terms of these rewards. The amount of money these companies make on a month-to-month basis, bitch, give me a free Shikona.
Exactly, way too much. Give me a free 50 flipping 51. I don't care. Like, genuinely, it's getting to the point to where, like, I lost so many 50-50s in these games to where I'm like, bro, I'm done with it. I am done with it, okay? It's over with. These companies are making too much money to not have a to have a 50-50 system. But specifically these new games like Silver Palace, if they don't change that right now, stop, bro.
Battling for the consumer to get more out of this game. I'm not on the company side. Fuck the company, bro.
But of course, you already know where I'm going with this given the title of the video. As much as I want to agree with Smack here, I just can't. I've had this.
So you can't agree. Okay, so hold up. You're saying you can't agree. Let me hear what he's about to say.
Growing concern for over a year now of an emerging, outspoken group of online gacha community members who care more about how much free stuff they can get out of a game over the quality of the game itself. And
okay, all right, let's hear him out.
Neverness to Everness has confirmed those very suspicions I've held up until now. I can understand the desire to see gacha games become more player-friendly, obviously, but people have enjoyed gacha games up until now in spite of their monetization systems, not the other way around.
It was nothing before to really compare it to. Now we see, same way how Genshin Impact came out, right? And there was nothing to compare it to. That's why Genshin Impact is the DBZ of the gacha games. Now NTE has came out and has proved that you don't need no 50-50 system, which cough. This is why Silver Palace will be criticized and has been criticized. So, okay.
As a gacha game, NTE is a Frankenstein's monster that thinks players would rather muck around with some of the jankiest minigames you will ever experience rather than playing with the actual characters they pulled for.
Alright, let's relax on the minigames. Relax on that, because we get into subjective stuff over there. We're getting into subjective stuff now. Let's hear them out. Let's hear them out, okay? I need some examples.
It's a misguided, polish-lacking, absolute chore of a game to maintain an account in.
Same way how most of these games was on their 1.0. You know, Wuthering Waves, I like, again, he's not really giving me, like, he's not really comparing it to anything, so I'm gonna compare it to Wuthering Waves. Wuthering Waves, guys, 1.0 was genuinely porta potty horse garbacho, like trash water. So anyone that's trying to say that, like, the game could not run for mobile players, barely could run for PC players. Story was buns back then as well. Combat was like, it was okay. Obviously, it was better than Genshin Flipping Impact, but it still had time to grow. And now we look at Wuthering Waves. What we on? What 3.4 right now? 3.3, 3.4, whatever, and it's doing great.
I say that as someone who's put a lot of time into NTE, more so than Smack has as of our livestream VODs from the release of version 1.2, abolishing the 50/50.
Shoot, this boy even a higher level than me. Am I a LARPer because I'm not a level 50? I might be, guys. Oh, I might be.
Was not some ambitious move by Hoda Studios to take the gacha space by storm.
Wait, what?
Abolishing the 50/50 system was not some ambitious move by Hoda Studios to take the gacha space by storm.
Sir, where are we getting this information at? Let me hear this one more time.
Abolishing the 50/50 system was not some ambitious move by Hoda Studios to take the gacha space by storm. It was a necessity to compensate for NTE's shortcomings and spare itself from being laughed out of the room coming initial launch.
Proof? Can we get some proof on NTE? Can we get proof on NTE removing the 50/50 because so they can get their knee in the room? How is that?
Necessity to comp 50 system was not some ambitious move by Hoda Studios to take the gacha space by storm. It was a necessity to compensate for NTE's shortcomings and spare itself from being laughed out of the room.
Okay, so I'm gonna assume that this guy is gonna have some, you know, proof. And please show me proof, because I have not once seen any interview at Hoda Studio say they removed the 50/50 because they had to. Never saw that, never heard it, but okay, let's hear it out.
Its initial launch. Like, actually take a moment and think about when the biggest sales pitch that NTE
All right, I'm thinking.
players constantly push about their game is that there's no 50/50 in their gacha system.
Well, that's not the only thing we are pushing. We are pushing the mini games. We are pushing the free-to-play friendliness and monetization. Which is a big factor. Again, let's not act like us trying to glaze the monetization is not like it's somehow bad. It's like that's good. These games are making millions, taking money out my PayPal account. And you telling me somehow, some way I'm losing my 50s, barely getting enough for soft flip and pity, cough call, get your flipping impact. Come on. All right, now you saying that the 50/50s they had to do that? I need to see some type of proof. Like, I need some player surveys, some quotes for Hoda Studio, because I can quote you something that Hoda Studio said themselves. NC has made 200 flipping million. 200 million, and that's with a 50/50 system, by the way. With the 50/50 system, you can look it up. Trust me. Not really trust me, I mean just look up the facts. Like,
what does that say about the actual game?
Wait, she's not speaking? I thought she would say something. This is supposed to be a parasocial hangout. How am I supposed to bond with the character if she's not talking? Man, I was hoping this shit would be voiced. Do you think I know how to play piano? Why are there so many steps? There's no music sheet for reference. There's no like hints around the area. Like, that is actually like one of the worst puzzles I've ever seen a gacha game do. You can't just give people a piano and expect them to know what the fuck to do with a piano. That is the most retarded thing I've seen a gacha game developer do. Just stick to basic 1, 2, 3 combat if you can't understand how to make a piano puzzle.
whoa, let's not go there. Let's not go that far, Bucko. Let's not go that far, because some people might actually like that. Some people might enjoy having to look up a guide on how to play the game. And tell me when the last time you had to look up a guide unrelated to the characters on a gacha game. Some people might just like
Don't expect them to know what the fuck to do with a piano. That is the most retarded thing I've seen a gacha game developer do. Just stick to basic 1, 2, 3 combat if you can't understand how to make a piano puzzle. How is there nobody behind it? What the fuck? What the hell? Why did we just respawn at the start of the race? This mode doesn't work if not everyone's going to play. You need people in the back picking up support tools to keep the guy in front in check. I guess they're just gonna screw around the car. Wait, how many people are just sitting at the end? Did all of them just give? I think all of them just gave up. Y'all want second place that badly? He's just watching. Now I'm getting stacked. Just fucking kill me already. Like, I don't even need. I just need one more painkiller, and I'm out of stamina anyway. Like, it's not even really fun to win in this mode. You just make the other person have a miserable time. I'm just gonna say that right now. So anybody's saying, oh, you're just getting mad because you lose. No, I would still be saying this mode is shit even if I was winning.
Let's just
finish 99 nights. Complete with own credits, about 3 to 4 hours with all the treasure hunting, listing. Okay, well, what did you think about 999 nights? Because I've played it maybe like what? I'm like maybe halfway through it, and I'm so tuckered out of it already.
how are you let's, you know what?
I was tuckered out of it like day one. Honestly, day one.
Day one? How did you even finish the story? He's level 50, right? Had to have, right?
Mobs that don't really put up much of a fight, and then there's like a boss.
I mean, like, I'm not really saying that because most of this is like subjective stuff. Like, I'm just being so for real. It's not much for me to say here. Like, the whole, like, all of the compilation of him saying that stuff is not much for me to say. Like, it's subjective. Is his opinion valid? Yeah, but some people might like that stuff.
That is correct. But once again, Smack's not trying to sell you on Chasing Kaleido Rider for what it has to offer as a game. Smack's selling you on Chasing Kaleido Rider as an outlet for consumer activism. And by the way, this is a menu-based RPG with a real-time battle system and visual novel-style dating simulation. This game.
This sounds like a game for me. Sounds like a game for me. Sign me the flip up. See, look, guys, it doesn't matter. Like, listen, even if it like appeals to a small audience, it's still an audience and it still gives a like positive message. This game does not have a 50-50. I'm now enticed to like play this game mode. Actually, you know what? I like the visual novel dating stuff. So you know what? I am a lonely chud. I am bro, guys. I just got done from my long course labor 9 to 5 shift, and I'm over here talking about flipping gacha game characters. So I would not mind being able to do some visual novel type things with these let's just say with these characters like gacha games. That's all I'm saying.
Is it going to influence anything? Just being menu-based alone is enough to turn away mainstream audiences. Also, while on the topic of generosity not being an indicator of quality or even personal enjoyment, need I remind everyone of Do It Night Abyss? You know, the game that removed its gacha and stamina systems lately, the game everyone had quit despite being so player-friendly, and
the game that also got hacked twice, by the way. Do It Night Abyss also got hacked twice. Okay, so we gotta address the elephant in the room. Do It Night Abyss also did get hacked twice. Same way how AKE got hacked with the whole PayPal situation. It wasn't really hacked, but how does that happen? That immediately gets me off the game. So you see, it's so many, like, notice how NTE does not have that. NTE, the only thing he's complaining about is like subjective stuff.
let's not displace its failure on the multiple security breaches. It was already in a dire state.
Whoa, wait, no, we also do need to, like, that's a major thing. Guys, do you not understand? AKE having that whole PayPal situation was enough for me to say I'm done, bucko, get me out. NTE has not had no PayPal situation or nothing like that to where I'm like, okay, like AKE had that. Do It Night Abyss had that. So I feel like we need to address the elephant in the room. That's one major, and for Do It Night Abyss, it happened twice. Twice. How do you say, wait, dos? Yeah, dos. Like, it happened dos, bro. Come on.
Any of that even occurred.
This is critical level of danger in terms of EOS, and now they have reached a insane level of danger for EOS. I think at this point it might be imminent. I'm gonna be real, because the trust has been broken, man. There's no, I don't think there's any coming back from this one. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I don't think it is either. I mean, should we check Do It Night Abyss now, or should I save you guys the horror? I think I am gonna save you guys the horror.
They were already in a pretty sticky situation. They were already in down in the dumps in terms of a player base. I can't see a future where they aren't eventually going to announce EOS. I'm just going to come out and say it. It pains my heart.
Look, I'm all for seeing improvements to monetization in existing and new gacha releases, but when this is the game being pushed as the new standard, I'm not convinced you put much thought into this one.
Why is that the case? Why is that the case that this is not, how did I not put thought into a system that has no 50-50? I like the combat, I like the events, I like the house and grind, I like the social dynamics, the social companions of it. Like, how is that, like, how? Like, you have to give reasons for this. Like, you can't just say this is like, you need to give reasons. Like, please give reasons that are not subjective. Give me actual problems with the game. See, bro, like I said, I would love to see great NTE criticism. I'm not an NTE shell. I call out problems, but this is subjective problems. This is not nothing I see that's like major, like, oh, we shouldn't be pushing this game. Quite frankly, I mean, if we really going off this logic, why did we not stop pushing Weather and Waves back in the day? I don't know why I'm saying we, so I was there back in the day. I'm giving a buck. I was in what, middle school, high school? Stop it.
And it's not,
quite literally, this is what I was doing. I'm playing Blades back in the day, and I just had this on my desk for no reason. I'm not even a Blade fan like that no more. I find that ironic.
like the existing gacha lineup, isn't already moving in the direction of becoming more player-friendly. An example of this can be seen with the special rerun banners found in Girls Frontline 2 and now in Zenless Zone 0. And while yes, the irony isn't lost on me that the benefit of these banners is the temporary removal of the 50-50 for at least one character.
These right here, okay, but for one, this only comes once so often. I don't know, like, this only comes once so often, bro. I remember this. Didn't this come in like, you know, I am a ZZ LARPer, so let me just chill my mouth, quite frankly.
Character and the removal of the 75-25 for at least one.
This is the anniversary. Hold on, wait, nah, this is not fair. Okay, this is quite frankly ZZ's anniversary. Why are we comparing ZZ's anniversary to NTE 1.2 at this time? Like, come on now. I don't know. Come on now.
Then it's nonetheless an acknowledgement that as older characters drop in value for a player's account, their asking price should follow suit, reintroducing the concept of depreciation of goods and giving consumers the option to wait for a sale. And I hope I don't have to explain how GFL2 and ZZZ are better games than NTE in terms of content and polish.
Relax, that's subjective, buddy. That is, relax on that. Let's rewind that and say that again.
Explain how GFL2 of goods and giving consumers the option to wait for a sale. And I hope I don't have to explain how GFL2 and ZZZ are better games than NTE in terms of content and polish.
In terms of content, No, NTE has way more content you can do. You have apartment grinding, you have the mini games, you have the fishing, you have the racing, you have the combat, you have so many other things. ZZ is known for its combat, okay? That's only, like, NTE is known for so many things that you can list so many things. Girls Frontline 2, bro, I'm gonna be honest, gang, who invited you? Who invited you? Who's Girls Frontline 2? I've never, mind you, I've been playing gacha games since I was legit, bro. I've heard of Girls Frontline 2. I don't even know what you do in that game. But again, notice how most of this is subjective. Like, someone could agree on me there and someone could not agree on me. This is objective. You saying that NTE, you saying that ZZZ and Girls Frontline 2 has better.
To explain how GFL2 and ZZZ are better games than NTE in terms of content and polish.
In terms of content and polish, okay, subjective. Now, polish you can't argue a little bit more, but at the same time, why are we like, again, the polish in NTE is not the problem. I would rather take a slightly unpolished, even though NTE is not really that unpolished, guys. NTE is not that unpolished. I would rather take that than, for one, a game that lags 24/7 on mobile. Yeah, I ain't gonna say the names. I ain't gonna say the names, but I would rather take that than and have no 50-50 while having multiple other stuff to do in the game, while they constantly improve as the game keeps going on. I would rather stick with that than stick with a predatory game that has great animations, but I lose every 50-50. They barely give me any pulls to reach soft pity, and even if they do, I still have a chance to lose that 50-50, which in turn makes me pull out this wallet, and then that wallet I end up losing because I end up losing that 50-50. So then I have to keep going to the max, and then I'm spending $200 per patch now. I would rather do that, quite frankly. Sorry, not really sorry, but am I crazy for saying that?
The success of modern gacha releases is not exclusively from their predatory business practices. It's contextualized alongside their positively received characters, gameplay, story, world, and content offerings. Every mainstream gacha has their own unique problems, of course, but NTE indisputably has the most problems that could be felt all the way down to its very core.
Again, he's mainly talking about events here. Again, stuff that is subjective, guys. You can say that one of the NTE events is bad. Sure, I don't even play all of them, okay? Some of them are bad, yes, but those are, for one, events, and two, that is of a subjective opinion. Let's talk about something that's actually like game breaking. Cough, cough. Wuthering Waves not being able to run on mobile or PC. Like, what are we talking about? I don't know. Let's finish this video out.
So no, I don't believe in supporting Neverness to Everness out of protest of the 50-50 system.
That's not the only reason why people are supporting NTE. NTE is fresh. NTE has on 50-50. NTE is the most free-to-play friendly out of all of them. NTE gives you a character per patch and a weapon per patch. We haven't even gotten to the characters. Gameplay gets people through the door. Monetization determines if you're going to be a long player and stay in the gacha game or not, okay? Cough, cough me. How Cough Cough Dragon Ball Legends lost me because they had no 50-50 system and you had to guarantee a character within 500 pulls. Lord forbid you play Dokkan Battle where there is no pity in that game. There is no 50-50 in that game. And I played that game back when it was on its second, third anniversary, before Genshin even came out, guys. So people like the social dynamic system. People like the racing, the whole driving mechanic. People like the apartment grind. People like the Fonz grind. People like the combat. There's so many things that people could like about NTE that we're just not including, that it's like I'm honestly just like questioning my sanity.
This will not communicate to gacha companies that we want a more player-friendly gacha. It will more likely communicate to gacha companies that they can push out a hastily put together mess and make a quick buck off of it.
Again, could you have said the same thing for Wuthering Waves 1.0? Could you have said the same for Wuthering Waves 1.0? Look at what Wuthering Waves is right now. NTE has one of the greatest 1.0 launches I've seen in a minute. Shoot, dare I even say ZZZ and WoWa combined? ZZZ had the whole TV game mode, which they took out, so that's how you know. If the devs took something out, that's how you know it was bad. The devs took it out, so you know that was bad. ZZZ 1.0, okay. Wuthering Waves had the optimization problem, which still is not fixed to this day. Story was buns. Now it actually is good. Like, again, I'm not really understanding. Like, this is just like I don't know. This is like making assumptions that companies won't follow NTE, even though NTE has made 200 million. Perfect World, the company of NTE themselves, has said they made 200 million.
And with the recently revealed details surrounding Silver Palace's gacha system, it should be evident that Silver Palace is confident in its ability to stand toe-to-toe with the established competition.
No. Silver Palace is just biting off more than they can chew. Because the gacha system in Silver Palace was at first 120. Then I'm assuming they saw, again, this is me making assumptions. This is what he's doing. I'm making an assumption right now. I'm assuming that they saw what happened on Twitter, maybe the backlash, and then they took it down to 100. Get this through your head. At first, Silver Palace had a gacha of 120. Then they brought it down to 100. They're testing the waters. That's evidence right there. They are testing the waters. At first, it was 120. Now it is 100. So is Silver Palace really confident in what they're going to do if they change the gacha system already? Okay.
And I am not defending Silver Palace's gacha system.
Oh, okay, my bad. I kind of reacted to that too fast. Dang, my bad, bro.
I'm and merely calling a spade for being a spade.
But I mean, at the same time, that spade is kind of incorrect though, because at the same time, they are testing the waters though. I feel like they're not confident in their system. If that was the case, then they would have not really changed the system at all. But again, this is speculation at the end of the day. So
until an actual quality gacha game comes out that abolishes the 50-50 system, the status quo will remain the same. If you are in a position with gacha games where you value the monetization system over everything else, then work backwards to justify your investment in them, your value system is so incredibly fragile. And
how is that the case that I value my wallet more than gameplay? How is that the case, buddy? Like, I have let me just really sit here and talk to you, man. Listen to this. Look at this, right? I have Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle on my phone, Dragon Ball Legends on my phone. Both of those games have no 50-50. In Dragon Ball Legends, you have to guarantee a character. I believe it's $500 to guarantee a character in Dragon Ball Legends, right? Walk with me here, okay? $500, right? That game is a PvP game. Over time, right, as I grew older, started to get a job. JLB, my bad. I meant to censor that. JLB, right? I started spending more money. Then I realized, hold on, wait, I'm not even guaranteed to get these characters. I'm spending more money. The gameplay was fun, but the monetization was bad. See, here's the thing. The gameplay and the gacha both go hand in hand. The gacha is just as important as the gameplay, okay? If the monetization in a gacha game is bad to where I can then have a bad time with the gameplay because I'm not using the new characters because old characters get power crept, then I do feel like we are at a we have a problem. Houston, we have a flipping problem. Because what do you mean that for me to get the gacha, right? For me to play this gameplay, the gameplay that I love, I have to get the gacha characters, but the gacha characters don't have no 50-50, or I can just infinite lose amount of 50-50s, right? And I can't pull those said characters to go out into the battlefield and play this new gameplay. You feel me? I don't know why people like to say that the gameplay has to go over like the gacha, as though the gacha is not as important, if not as important as the gameplay. Eventually you're gonna get tired of it. Same way I got tired of Weathering Waves, losing my 50-50s and Weathering Waves. Now Weathering Waves is a seasonal game for me. Unironically, it's a seasonal game for me. Same way how Z is a seasonal game for me. I come back here and there, some for who I want to. NTE, I don't mind coming back every single patch because I will be there. Okay,
will shatter the moment the predatory business decisions begin to creep in. And it's not a matter of if, but a matter of when.
All right, well, that is a video from Mr. Zodad. Do I agree? Not really. I'm gonna keep it a bug. It seems like most of the stuff that he was saying is just like subjective stuff, which again, I'm repeating this for the last time. I would love good NTE criticism, not subjective stuff. You are better off saying that the game is not for you than trying to make it out bad to seem that, for one, we are praising that this game has no 50-50, by the way. That is huge. Imagine saying this back in the day. A gacha game, a AAA gacha game, open world gacha game that does not have a 50-50. Probably wasn't even a thing back in the day because it was not, so I don't really know on that. Is it valid? I don't know why. Like, should I really say it's valid or should I not say it's valid? Even though technically it's still subjective. See what I did there? Like I tied the argument to the end of the video. Okay, yeah, I think I'm just going to end the video. My bad.